Imagine a world where the thunder of hooves echoes across the Danube. The year is 1242. The Mongol Empire, having already crushed the armies of Russia and Hungary, stands poised to sweep into Western Europe. But history tells us they suddenly withdrew after the death of their leader, Ögedei Khan. But what if they hadn't? What if the Mongols did conquer Europe? How would this unstoppable force reshape the continent and the world we know today? Let's rewind. By 1241, the Mongols were the superpower of the medieval world. Their empire stretched from the Pacific to the edge of Austria. Their tactics, brutal efficiency. Their cavalry moved faster than any army in Europe could react. Their siege weapons could reduce castles to rubble. But when Ögedei Khan died, the Mongol princes rushed back to Mongolia to choose a new leader, abandoning their European campaign. Now erase that retreat. Suppose the Mongols stay united, cross the Danube, and crush the fractured kingdoms of Europe. What happens next? First, Europe's feudal system collapses. The Mongols didn't just conquer, they transformed. In Russia, they ruled through local princes, demanding loyalty and tribute. In the Middle East, they sacked Baghdad, but let trade flourish. In Europe, they'd likely dismantle the power of kings and popes, replacing them with a centralized Mongol administration. Picture this: no Holy Roman Empire, no rising nation-states like France or England. Instead, Europe becomes a patchwork of Mongol provinces governed by steppe traditions. The Catholic Church? Marginalized. The Mongol religious tolerance would empower local faiths, fracturing the Church's monopoly. Without a unified Europe, the Renaissance might never ignite. Art, science, and the rediscovery of classical knowledge, delayed or redirected. Second, the Silk Road expands westward, fast. The Mongols connected China to Persia with safe trade routes. If they control Europe, that network stretches to the Atlantic. Imagine Venetian merchants trading silk and spices directly with Mongol officials in Vienna. Chinese gunpowder arrives in Europe decades earlier, supercharging warfare. The Black Death still hits, but with Mongol roads spreading it faster, Europe's population collapse might be even worse. But here's the twist. This early globalization could jumpstart technological exchange. Windmills, printing presses, and navigational tools spread east and west sooner. Could the age of exploration begin in the 1300s? Would Mongol-backed explorers reach the Americas first? Finally, the ripple effects redefine global power. A Mongol Europe changes everything about colonialism. Without strong European kingdoms, Spain and Portugal never sailed to India or the Americas. The New World might be discovered by Mongol-allied traders from Asia. Africa, perhaps spared from the slave trade scale, as European colonial demand never emerges. Meanwhile, the Islamic world remains a bridge between East and West, not a rival to Europe. Fast forward to the 20th century, without European dominance, world wars might never happen. The Cold War? Maybe between a Mongol-descended Eurasian power and a rising Chinese empire. Today's borders, languages, and cultures unrecognizable. So would a Mongol Europe be a dystopia of endless conquest, or a catalyst for a connected, technologically advanced world? History's greatest irony is that the Mongols did shape our timeline, just indirectly. Their empire collapsed, but their legacy of trade routes and cultural mixing helped birth the modern era. If they'd stayed in Europe, that legacy would be far more visceral and far more controversial. One thing's certain, the world would never be the same. What other historical twists should we explore? Drop your ideas below and let's keep rewriting history together.
This is Bytes of Goats, where we don't just talk about history, we learn from it. See you in the next one.